Hey guys, this is JB coming at you with a bonus video for 316.22. Hopefully you guys see my first video. It has my 2 official picks for today. I don't think I'm going to change that, but there's so many games today that I wanted to give you guys a bonus video with a lot of extra picks that I wanted to add. And funny me, I already did this video, but I forgot to turn my mic on, so this is the second time I have to do this video. So that's funny. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the picks because I just want to get through this faster than I did my last video. So the first pick I want to show you is Capela Rebounds. I know that it doesn't look so good looking at the last 5, but it's just one of those things where you can't do that. You have to just put context behind some of the stuff that's going on. So like with Capela, if you look, he hasn't been playing that many minutes as far as he's been getting in foul trouble the times that he hasn't played that much. But if you look, John Collins is out today. So let's see what his deal is. Okay, so he played, last time he played was 3-11. Let's see what Capela. So since 3-11, okay, he played 26 minutes with John Collins. In this game, he got in foul trouble, and then he's back to 28 minutes, and he got 16. And then let's go ahead and look at his last games. Okay, so he's played Charlotte 3 times. So let's go ahead and see what he's done. Looks like the first game was a blowout. He didn't get full run, so it looks like he didn't hit the rebound prop. But look here, close game, 14, he clears it. Next game, 24 minutes, 15, he gets it. I think this is a high pace enough game without John Collins, without a lot of the bigger guys, I should say. It's just a good spot for him. So I think just ignore the red and kind of just put the context behind it, and I think it's a good play. My next play I wanted to show you was Marcus Smart, PRA. I just like his PRA. If his fantasy was out, I'd take a look at that because he does get a lot of steals. But the thing about Marcus Smart is that he does everything. His point prop looked okay, but like if you look here, he happened to just score only 12. So you don't want to get into the situation where that hook gets you, because like I was saying, he just does so much more to where like he can get you 12 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. The matchup itself is pretty good. Close game, so there shouldn't be any blowouts. Let's go ahead and take a look at if they played already this year and see how good Marcus Smart did. And that's one thing you'll always see me do a lot of times in my videos is I'll always try to go in DraftKings or whatever and see if they've played and how they did in each matchup and try to compare it and see if I compare it to how good they're playing now. I put all those factors into consideration, I guess, in my eyes. So it looks like he did 19 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. So he did pretty good last time they played. So technically, yeah, you could do his points because he cleared that. You could do his assists. He cleared that. I'm not even sure what his rebound prop is, but I think these are all over. So the PRA looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This is a pretty top pick for me, this next one. But the only problem is that this game could blow out. But Fox PRA is looking very good to me. It's because this guy does everything for his team. So if this game stays close, it's because of De'Aaron Fox. And what's the spread at right now? So it's a 9-point spread, so it does have a chance to stay close, but it's in Sacramento. So that's why I do like this prop, is because if it was in Milwaukee, I would not touch this at all, maybe first half. But I always like to give the home team a chance, at least when I'm playing their props. It's just how I am. Let me see if they've played this year. I don't think they have played. So yeah, they haven't played yet this year. So we'll have to see. But staying in this game, if you are worried about the blowout, this is a super good matchup for all the Milwaukee guys. So if you check out Giannis, he's been killing it his last 5. Like I was saying, it's a good matchup, and I still have it up right here from my last videos. I messed up on. Alright, so 21 is what he got last time. And that's this year. Or last year. And then all these other games are just too far back to, have any value to them. I mean, 2020, 19, it's not the same Giannis. You can't really be like, it's the same player. So I think it's a safe bet to take that first half, unless, what happened with yesterday in my official Kevin Durant first half pick. If somebody else on that team goes off to the point where Giannis doesn't have to, that's the only way it doesn't hit. And it's just funny that both times that the Kevin Durant one is because Kyrie went off for 50 and 60 point games. I guess it's still mind-boggling. But speaking of Durant, that's actually the next pick I wanted to show you. It might be obvious to some of you, but it could not be to others. Kevin Durant points over, I think, is a really good pick today. Because you have to realize that he's playing by himself today. There's no Kyrie for once. There's no one to take his shots. The only problem that I always have is that it's against Dallas, and Dallas is usually a pace down. But 221's not that bad considering the games today. There is a lot high total games, but if you look at Chicago, 223, 219, it falls right in the middle. So I'm not really worried about the pace per se. But if you look, see the games Kyrie's been playing. So Kyrie played Orlando, Philly, Charlotte, Boston. Let's look at Kevin Durant. So Orlando, Kyrie played. He didn't get it. New York, he didn't play. Kevin Durant got 50. Philly, Kyrie and Kevin Durant both played. He didn't get it. That might have been a PRA game right here. That's also another choice you can do, is just PRA. But this game is when Kyrie had his 50 bomb. They both played. And then this is another game where it was just Kevin Durant. And 3-3. I didn't go that far back, but let's see if Kyrie played that game against Miami. So he didn't. Okay, so that's kind of the point I'm making, is that any game that Kyrie hasn't played, this is hit every time. So I feel like you should definitely play the Kevin Durant over, unless he's when it goes PRA. Because I think either one is going to hit. Actually, the PRA might be safer, honestly. So let me actually change that. We'll do Kevin Durant PRA. Just because half the time, if someone's going to get there by their PRA, it's because they got there by their points. And it usually is safer just because I don't think Kevin Durant gets too many turnovers to worry about his fantasy. So, yeah, we'll do a little mid-video switch right there from his points to PRA. But in the end, it's up to you guys what you want to do. Alright, so I'm going to clear this out, and hopefully you guys, I'm just going to add my picks to the right, and then you can write them down, and then I'm going to just keep moving on. The next one I want to show you is Spencer Dinwiddie, PRA. I really like this one just because it's Luka and Spencer Dinwiddie, and then sometimes Jalen Brunson. And I feel like this is a really good matchup for all of them. And I don't think they've adjusted his PRA too harshly yet. I feel like he's averaging 28, so you have that 4 little point cushion. Because compared to, I was looking at Luka, and they have his line pretty tight, even though I feel like he can get there. Like, if you look at his points, 30.5 is it's pretty up there, but he can get there. It's just I don't know if I want to rely on him getting that many points. So that will just be like an honorable mention is Luka points. One of my favorite plays actually today is Trae Young fantasy points. I feel like this is one of the fastest paced games besides the Minnesota game, but there's just too many unknowns in this game, so I didn't add any props from here. We're not sure if LeBron's playing. This game could blow out. The spread's close to 10, but it's a good total, so it's up to you guys how you want to attack that one. But I feel like this game, with it being only 1 point spread, almost the same total, it's easier to target Atlanta with Trae Young and Capela. That's why I have them in this video, compared to with the Charlotte. It's good matchups for all these guys, but it's just like, is it Terry Rozier again? Is it LaMelo? Is it all of them? Is it Miles? I like Terry Rozier a lot, but the thing is I looked at his past games and he hasn't played good against Atlanta, so it's kind of one of those things where he's been playing good, but he hasn't played good against that matchup, so I'll leave that up to you guys too. But Trae Young literally does everything for that team. So, and if you look, his past 5 does not look that bad either. I'm not sure if they played it at all this season yet. Let me see. So they played 3 times already this season. 30 points, 4 and 4. That's what I mean with him, is he'll either score or he'll assist. Okay, this game he actually did both. So, and this one, yeah, he didn't have a good game this one either. So I guess it's one of those things where you kind of have to just play the total, know the matchup, and know that, you know, he hit it once out of the 3 matchups as far as fantasy goes, but I think I'm still going to roll fantasy. He just does too much for this team right now, and I just don't want to overthink it. Another good play is Bruce Brown, PRA. He's been hitting this easy. He's just like Marcus Smart, where he does everything on the court. And the thing about what I like about him is if Seth Curry is out as well, that's just more usage for him. And the Kevin Durant play. Not that Seth Curry does take a lot of shots actually. But he didn't play in Orlando, so I feel like if he didn't play in that game, he wouldn't play in the back-to-back unless, who knows, I could be wrong. But if he doesn't play, I do like the Bruce Brown PRA a lot. Next player I want to show you, I'm going to give you 2 props of his. The first one is RJ Barrett free throws. You look at his last 5, he's pushed in 3 of the last 5, but I don't know what's come over him, but if you look at his pass log, if you look here, he got injured, and then when he returned, just look at his free throws. 14, 6, 7, 7, 7, 4, 4, 4, 7. So ever since he came back from this, whatever that was, break from some injury, he's been just killing it. So if you don't mind, this is more of a safe prop. So if you don't mind pushing, at least, then I would go ahead and attack this one. But if you're like, nah, screw it, I don't want to push, there's another one that looks just as good. It would be his first half points. If you look, it passed the eye test last 5. And I'm attacking the first half points just because the spread in this game is actually pretty high. and you can't always go by off what these say. I mean, obviously, it's just a guideline, but this game could stay close, and if it does, I would, everybody's lines that's on this team is going to for sure hit, just because the rotation's so tight that they don't have anybody that they're going to play the whole game. So I guess that's something to think about too as a strategy. Maybe you can make an entry and be like, this game stays close, this is going to hit for sure. That's kind of why I decided to go attack RJ Barrett first half points instead of his full or anything else. I got 3 more plays for you guys, so I'm going to clear these out and then show you these last 3, and we'll go ahead and end this video. Alright, so this was one of my core plays in the past video, but I definitely want to add him in here. Is DeAndre Ayton points. It's just like I was saying with the assists for what's his name yesterday. I don't know, my mind went blank. Buddy Hield. You play it until it doesn't hit no more, and I feel like Houston is a good matchup. He can get 10 points in the half, and if not, it'd be just because Booker decided to not pass the ball or something. But I do think that it's pretty self-explanatory. I chose the first half because the blowout factor, it's a 11-point spread. So if you want some action, that'd probably be the way I attack it. And then let's go look at Donovan Mitchell assists. This is against Chicago. They suck against point guards / shooting guards, guarding in general. He's been hitting it in his last 5. And I'm pretty sure in his last matchup, I think they played already, he scored against that. So yeah, he got 6 assists, so he covered it. 30 points, 7. So honestly, you could probably choose anything from Donovan Mitchell. Let me see how they have the rest of his props. I mean, as far as the eye test, it looks like the assists are the only ones, but if you just go look at his last game, so he covered all of his props. So if you really want to not choose the assists, it looks like he can get there. And then let me go ahead and give you my last pick, which I was kind of controversial about it, but I think it's another one of those things. Maybe just don't overthink it, and I'll tell you what I mean. He's 4 out of his last 5, but if you look at what he did last time, he's played Philly twice. Now the first one, he got 19 assists, so that's like, whoa, for sure he's going to do it. But then the very last game, he only got 1. So, I mean, if you're looking at it, you can go assists if you think he can get 19 again, but if you look at his points, he did cover his points in both those games. So, you might be able to attack it in a different way if you don't trust it. That's kind of why I was kind of like, it's kind of like sun and night for him, I guess I should say. Where you're just not sure what he's going to give you, but I think he can do it. But hopefully I gave you guys a decent amount of picks today that you guys can mix and match, do whatever you want to do, power play. But I just want to say thanks for coming back and watching, my bonus video. If you want the 2 official plays that I gave out, they were in last night's video, but they were for today. So I guess I'll just label this one like video B or something, so you guys know. But like, subscribe, and I hope you guys keep coming back, and we hope we make some money today. All right.